Hello everybody, Flick here and welcome to my weekly vlog. As per usual, I've got a couple of things to show off. 3 technically, if you count something that I'm wearing currently. And then I'm going to go through the comments and questions on last week's Let's Chat. It's too early in the month for me to do Patreon shoutouts just yet, so that'll be next time. But anyway, actually I'm wearing a new hoodie because I like hoodies, because they suit the cold weather in Scotland. And this is a Monster Hunter themed one that I picked up from Japan. Now, I really wanted the Rathalos one, but that went out of stock like a year ago or something, so I'm not going to be getting that. So it's a feline themed one, and I knew it had paws on the hands, like this, like that, and I thought that's fine because no one's ever going to see that. And it's got a Monster Hunter logo, like there. You see what I mean? I thought that's fine. It's the colour of hoodie I like, it's kind of like dark colours and whatnot. I didn't read the description fully, and I made a mistake. Also, for one, Japanese sizes are a little bit smaller than I'm used to, so even though this is a large, it doesn't quite fit me yet. But anyway, that's not the point. One thing I overlooked. See if you can guess what it was. Can you guess? I need to pay more attention to descriptions. It didn't help that it was partially in Japanese, but still. So, I won't be wearing this outside, but I'll let you see for now. I do like that it's got little thingies for your thumbs. But that's about it. Also, I need to cut that nail. So, I'm filming this on the day where I'm recording episode 200 of my Monster Hunter series, so I guess it's kind of thematically apt. At the same time though, maybe at Halloween, maybe. But for now, it stays down. So the first thing I want to show off is this. It's the Blu-ray of Season 1 of Rick and Morty. I've been hearing about Rick and Morty for a long time. It's an Adult Swim cartoon, along the same kind of vein as Space Ghost Coast to Coast, The Brack Show, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, you know, kind of stuff I like. It's adult cartoons. They deal with adult situations, they often have swearing, you know, that kind of stuff. So I'd been hearing about that for quite some time. And the reason I didn't get around to watching it is because, well, for one, I don't watch TV, but two, you can't get a DVD in the UK. Luckily, the Blu-ray, even though it's American, is actually a region-free Blu-ray. So I was able to get it. I watched the entirety of it. I was watching the first episode, and keep in mind you should never judge a show just based on its pilot. And I was thinking, yeah, this is kind of amusing, but I don't get why it's so popular. And then about halfway through season 1, I was like, yeah, okay, I get it now. I get what it's very good. Very funny. It's not exactly witty, but it occasionally does good social commentary, not in the same vein as like South Park, but it's good. It's just funny. It's not always insightful, but it is at times. It feels very well. They come out of nowhere sometimes, but they're done very well when they appear. And I don't just mean necessarily sad moments. I mean, sometimes they're very, like, happy. Sometimes they're sweet, and they just kind of come out of nowhere, and they hit you harder as a result, which is something that, you know, Space Ghost and whatnot didn't exactly do. So yeah, I recommend it. Even if you're in the UK, the Blu-ray is region free, however DVDs are region locked. It's 11 episodes in a season, 242 minutes, so you know, it's not exactly going to take you a while to get through. I've been watching most of season 2, I couldn't find all of it on YouTube, but I watched most of it. Season 2 is good as well, and I actually had one exceptionally sad episode which I was very surprised by. It's one involving an alien called Unity, if you want to go see it. It's about, that's Rick. And the old man is Rick. He's a crazy old scientist who is the most intelligent human being alive. He travels through space, he travels through parallel universes, and he drags along his grandson Morty, who generally gets into a lot of trouble because he's kind of stupid. And then that's the rest of the family in the back there. So yeah, I recommend it. If you're a fan of Adult Swim cartoons, it's definitely up your alley. The one thing I will say though is, in the extras on this, there's a behind the scenes commentary of the company that makes it, and they try way too hard in that behind the scene things to be like, oh hey, look how wacky we are, and that implies, especially when they showed how they plot out an episode, it implies to me that they just got lucky, and I imagine this will go to hell about season 3 or season 4, assuming it even makes that far. So enjoy it while it lasts, because I think it will go downhill. But for now, season 1 and what I've seen of season 2, very very good, highly recommended if you're a fan of any of the other kinds of programs I mentioned. The other thing I wanted to briefly show off was what arrived this morning. Finally, a new 3DS game for me to play, Bravely Default, the worst named RPG ever made because it wasn't allowed to use the name Final Fantasy. It's basically a Final Fantasy game in every other way. There is a demo, a massive demo by the way. I put about 6 hours into the demo, and the more you do in the demo, the more you unlock in the full game. And yeah, it's good so far. It gives me something else to play on my 3DS when I'm not playing Monster Hunter. I hate the name, and I also hate the Bravely default system that's within the game. However, the job changing system and whatnot is all stuff I like in my favourite Final Fantasy games. The reason I didn't pick it up for a while now is because I couldn't find it for a good price. Like, the cheapest I could find it in the UK was about £35 or something like that. This, is there anything on it that actually confirms it? Yeah, actually, that isn't a British looking thing. This is the Australian version of the game. Oh, come on. There we are. This is the Australian version of the game, but we're the same region as them because we're connected. And it cost me £23, free postage from Australia via eBay. Brand new, was sealed. I don't understand. Nintendo's pricing of their games in the UK is ridiculous, but pardon me, I was able to find it. By the way, I am choked up with hay fever. I am very aware of it. I'm not sure if you are. So I've just started playing it. I'm about 2 hours into the full game. Still haven't got the full party etc yet. But I'm looking forward to getting into a little bit of an RPG because I'm not really playing anything like that at the moment. I'm making one, sort of, because I got the new version of RPG Maker. It's out at the end of this month, so it's given me plenty of time to try it and have something ready by the time I do a video on it. I'll do a video on just like how you create stuff and maybe show a little bit of what I'm working on and then just release something afterwards. Now in the old version of RPG Maker I was working on something kind of Halloween-y themed, so I'm going to release it later this month for patrons and then at the end of the month for everybody else to just try. It was a proof of concept thing for like an idea I had to see if it was possible. And as it turns out in the new version of RPG Maker, which is called MV, I think? Hang on. Yeah, RPG Maker MV. It's actually a lot easier to do what I was trying to do in VXS without the need of custom scripts. Now you can usually transfer projects into this new version, but I can't because I use too many custom scripts that I found all over the place that aren't compatible with the new version. So with that, that's the only things I wanted to show off, I think. Yep. So we'll go to the comments. Scroll down to the earliest one, which is from Dayglow1. Or Wan, I'm not sure. Hey, since I'm the first one here, I might want to say stuff. Nice new channel pick and channel vid. Thank you very much. I assume you mainly mean the art that Kurt did for me, which I'm in love with, it's great. Kensick says, I'm back in school for 5 weeks to get my forklift license. Alright, that's a little random. So I'm not home as much, so that's why I'm not commenting as much. Fair enough. Seen you playing Elite Dangerous, how are you liking it and will we be seeing videos? You might see, oh that's, thank you, you've reminded me of something else I wanted to mention. You'll probably see a Let's Look At of it for me. I have been playing it, I would liken it to Euro Truck Simulator, so I don't think it's something you would do a series on, personally. However, it would be a game I wouldn't mind just streaming for people who just wanted a lazy stream. And on that subject, my village is now fibre optic enabled. So does that mean I can instantly get the connection I've been waiting for? No. Why? Well, because the exchange for the village is updated, but I don't know if this is the correct word, but the junction box that I'm connected to that then goes to the exchange has not been updated yet. As soon as it is though, I'll be getting it. So they're definitely ahead of schedule. They were supposed to be doing this next year. The village now has fibre optic, so I can't wait. It's going to happen sooner than I expected, I hope, unless they take a break for Christmas, which I certainly hope they don't. I'm keeping an eye on it. They update it weekly on whether or not I can order it, so I'm checking it daily, as sad as that is. And yeah, Elite Dangerous would be on my list of stuff I would stream, just for the hell of it, especially as a test game. So you might see it in that capacity. I will do a Let's Look At, but I've only played solo mode so far. I haven't played the online mode, so I'm going to need to put some time into that first, but I'm not going online until I learn the game a bit more. So Shull says, next, I really like your new trailer, and, well, you didn't spell Kurt's name correctly. Kurt's art is amazing as always, good job. If you're interested, by the way, he has a Twitter. It's at Kurtstuff, CORTSTUFF. I think it's sometimes NS, or slightly NSFW, did I say that right? Not safe for work, yes. So follow at your own risk, but if you want to see more of his art, that's where he does it. So next comment is from Jason Anino. Of course Camelios is no match for Maya. She is as powerful as an elder dragon, but chooses to hide her true power out of fear that she would... Hang on. Out of fear of what she would be able to do. She's controlling her power by subduing it. Kenpachi style. And then Red Knight replied saying no, she doesn't want to risk me saying you destroy too many toys too quickly. She does destroy too many toys too quickly. In fact, hang on, I might be able to show you. Oh yeah, hang on. Come over here. Can you guess what that was? Can you guess? It's got one leg remaining. And there used to be a head there, and there was a beak, I think, and there was a hand there, and a hand there. It used to be a robin, and that's what Maya turned it into. She really likes biting things off of toys. And then, hang on, you all had a, or you two had a conversation, because then Jason said to that, you clearly do not know who runs their relationship yet. Then, my reading comprehension is all over the place. Yeah, it's Maya. Although Red said, yes I do, Flick earns money, therefore he wears the pants in the relationship. I don't like all these implications that I have a relationship with my dog, even if she does sleep on my bed at night. Moving on, the next comment is two of them from the Deadpool Warrior. Get your dog 1-2. Also, I would if they weren't so bloody expensive. Also, there's dog teasy toys that been mean to be chewed, where it's really strong and good for teeth to gnaw on, but it's also soft. Oh right, yeah right, because I think I've covered before, Maya hates, well for one, toys that squeak, and two that are plastic or hard. She loves soft toys. She just loves them. I don't know, but it's just her personality. So I think you're saying that this is a kind of, it's hard and it's good for their teeth to gnaw on, but at the same time it feels soft, so she might like it. And apparently your dog likes to cuddle up to plushies. Well, Maya used to, like, she had this big teddy once and she used to use it as a pillow. It was very sweet. Oh, hang on. And then you said you had it for a few months, but then started to tear up and still... That's the door. There'll be a break here. Alright, sorry, I had to go answer the door, and I had a horrible moment where I was like, should I answer the door while wearing a hoodie that has this as hands? And I probably made the smart decision of, no, I probably shouldn't. Although it does make me think, what would he have said if I had that and I had the hood up? And I just answered the door like, yeah, what is it? It was just a parcel, but still. So, where did we leave off? All the Deadpool Warriors questions. Also, my dog does that. He tries to trade stuff. I was eating crisps and he tried giving me his bone for them. Yeah, dogs know equivalent exchange. They will try and trade with you. So, next. Grinning L says, my lack of comments can likely be attributed to YouTube trying to silence me. Bah. I still don't know why that is. Is it something to do with G+ being separated again from YouTube, or... I saw that one. And they can't silence you when you appear in the videos, so if you haven't seen them, me and Grinning Owl played some of the Vermintide beta, the Warhammer, what is it called? Warhammer End Times, that was the one. Left 4 Dead in the Warhammer Fantasy world. It's very good, it's enjoyable. Even if it's just Left 4 Dead, but more focus on melee than ranged, I suppose, too. So the Sphinx Nix, I think. For the branding of Let's Look At, what about Lightning's Look Ats? But then people would assume my name was... Pardon me, not my name was Burp. My name was Lightning, and I wouldn't want that. I need Flick in there somehow. So... I mean, Flick's first looks... It fits, but it sounds tacky. I hate branding. I hate doing branding stuff because I know what works, but I don't want to do it because it's tacky. Moving on. Jimmy92750. Flick, nice new avatar, but well, I don't know how these two things are connected, but can you do a full playthrough of the Worm Monster guys? I assume you're talking about Albino Lullaby. That is one of the things I'm considering doing for Halloween. Either an hour of Albino Lullaby, picking up from where I left off in the Let's Look At, or an hour of Project Zomboid, or maybe Soma, although I've been watching Sierra's brother play that and it doesn't seem like a particularly horror game, it seems more like it's got a good story. Other than that, I'm not sure. There will be a Steam Halloween sale, because there always is, and it usually starts before the day itself, so if I still have no ideas by then, something might pop up in the sale and I'll just pick it up and try that, because that's what I did with Outlast last year. Spherical Cube says, my lack of comments mostly stem from the recent dearth of game/series, as you mentioned. In other words, new content. Everything's going a little bit stale, which is to be expected. However, I have been lurking around your channel as usual in a completely non-creepy manner, of course. That's good to know. Hello, Twitter. Was that Twitter? That was Twitter. Is that a question on Twitter? Let me check. No. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, if you have nothing to say on a video, that's fine, and I know there has been a bit of a lull. Hopefully we're getting to new stuff at the end of this month, if you consider Afterbirth being new. And Vermintide was new. I hope that kind of came out of nowhere for people. I didn't really mention that I was doing it. And that it's enjoyable. It helps though. This is everybody I'm talking to, not just Spherical Cube. Commenting helps. It's one of the few things that still positively affects SEO. I couldn't remember the term there. SEO, yes. Because likes and dislikes don't really do it anymore. Even if, you know, you just talk about something amongst yourselves, it helps. It helps a little bit. And then, of course, after October, we've got quite a few things coming out in November. Fallout 4 amongst them. So, the last few comments, as I say, if you've ever given me HIs, are from Ashton, Castellanos. I noticed that the first flick character is facing to the right and the new one is facing to the left. Is that true? Hang on. Oh, that is true. Well, left is best, so this way is probably better. And then you said that I'm the only Monster Hunter channel you watch, and always will. Well, that's very nice, thank you very much. Someone thumbed that up before I did. There is other good Monster Hunter channels, keep in mind. And hopefully I'll be able to livestream myself playing it. But yeah, thank you very much. I will be playing Cross, of course, and 4 will carry on for a little bit. As I say, tonight we're doing episode 200 episode 200 and onwards. Using bow for the entire night and seeing how that goes. It's very likely I'll die at some point in the evening, finally. And then finally you said, can you shout out my name in the next video please? Well, I read out all your comments, so, and I said your name twice because I'm not sure which way is the correct way, so yes I did. And that will do it. It's annoying I had to do a break because of the door, but that's fine. So in conclusion, go watch Rick and Morty. You can see some episodes for free on the Adult Swim website. You can also see more than you probably should for free on YouTube, but if you do like it as well, I suggest picking it up to show your support. I'll talk a bit more about Bravely Default when I'm through it a bit more. Elite Dangerous I will do a video on. End of the month I'll do a video on the new RPG Maker, and at some point this month I will release something I made in the old RPG Maker. That about covers it. Thanks very much for listening. Hopefully I will have seen many of you at the episode 200 celebrations tonight, and until then I suppose I will end by once again putting up this hood. I'm far too old to be wearing something like this. Anyway, ta-ta for now.